Hello, welcome to the third video in this series of understanding the MetaTrader4 platform. In the first video we looked through the file menu options and went through each of the sub menu items and just explained what each item represents and how to use them. And in the second video we went through the view menu items, and we also covered everything around the view sub-menu items and how to use them. And just in case you've not seen the videos, please follow the link below this video, this current video, and you can watch either of the previous two videos. In today's video, we'll be going through the insert and charts menu items, and I would like to quickly go through this so that we can get into more interesting aspects of trading. Under inserts, you'll find the indicators sub menu, and within this you'll find various indicators that can support your trading. We'll record a full video on the use of indicators because it is a huge topic on its own, but I'll just show you one or two things that I tend to use in my trading. Moving averages. I tend to use the 8 exponential moving average, and you can see there. If a few people trade just using the moving average on the charts and just watching what the price action is on the charts. As the name explains, moving average is taking the average of either the close price or the open price or the high or the low, but just taking the price over a period. So in this example, I have chosen an 8-period moving average, and so what it will do is it will take an average of all the close price over the past 8 periods, and in this case it is over the previous 8 days. So it will take the close price for the previous 8 days, and then it will plot the average. And it just keeps doing that. The next day will take the previous 8 days, the next day will take the previous 8 days, and what you get is this line that just plots and follows the price and changing behavior of the price. There are various other indicators, and I will take you through a few of them on how to use them to trade. Lines. You've got a vertical line. Sometimes you want to draw lines on the chart to help you understand what price is doing. And so you've got a vertical line, the horizontal line, the trend line. I tend to use just these three. And like I earlier said, I will just go through what I use out of all these menu items. So the vertical line, for instance, just click on it, click on the chart, and the line appears. I can modify that by double clicking it. You see the small square here at the beginning and the end of the line appears. That means I can then right click and go into line properties. I can then change the color and change the thickness of the line. I can also name the line, and see that's changed. You've got the horizontal line, which is similar as well. So the same thing, double click, right click, change that to pink, magenta. That's it. And you've got a trend line. I use this quite a lot. And what it is you can just draw trend lines. I want to adjust that, double click it, right click, trend lines, take out array, Again, I can change this to a blue. That's it. You can just take one of the ends and extend that. And that's what the trend line is about. Channels, I don't use, personally don't use this, so I'm not going to take you through that. I'll go straight to Fibonacci, which I use quite extensively. And what Fibonacci is, just top level, is a set of numbers which represent when price moves in one direction and has to retrace back. For instance, in this situation, we see price going down and suddenly stops there and goes back up. That's what's called a retracement. And it comes back down, pushes back down, and it's pushed back up. And then it's coming back down. Now what the Fibonacci, what I can use is Fibonacci for, is to just trace and predict possible areas where price might retrace back to. So for instance, I can take a high level there to a low level, and you can see the Fibonacci retracement lines numbers. Basically the key important ones are the 23.6, 38.2, 50 and 61.8. There are other numbers, but for the sake of this video, let's just concentrate on this. You can see that price gets to about 50, hovers around 50, comes back down, gets to around 38, comes back down. So it's clear, this is mathematical, this is nature. It will always retrace back around those numbers. More of that in future videos. You can as well double click any of the lines or objects and just hit the delete button on your keyboard. Shapes. You can go for a rectangular shape, double click, double click, right click, change properties, double click to deselect. Same goes for the triangle. One point there, second point there, third point there, and I have a triangle. Point there, second point there. It's a triangle, and the same thing goes for the eclipse. The arrows as well, so you've got various arrow signs here. Go for the thumbs up, click on there, and that's it, thumbs up. You can get a proper arrow as well. And similarly, you can change the color of that. Double click to deselect. I don't use the Andrews pitchfork and cycle lines. Text, I can add text to the chart. Selecting it, clicking it, and in the box you can add your text. That brings it up. You can similarly change the color, just any color. And text label as well. You can put a label on it. Again, it's similar to the text. And that's it really for the insert indicators, insert options that I use basically to trade. You'll see more of this in future videos on how we actually use them on individual trade by trade basis. Right, the charts. With the charts, chart menu item, you've got the indicator list. If I click on that, that gives me, opens up a window that gives me a list of all the indicators I have open on this chart. So for instance, if I insert another set of indicators, I also like to use this, the Bollinger Bands, from time to time, and I go then to charts, indicator list, you can see Bollinger Bands is there. I can adjust any of this by clicking on it, edit, changing the periods to 40, change the color to red, and OK it. And let's change that one to red. Object list, again, every line, shape, arrow are regarded as objects, and with that link there I can delete all arrows, so the arrows have gone. I can delete the last. I can go to the object list and then individually delete all objects of the chart. And then you've got the link to various chart types. Let me remove these indicators. So that we just have the bare chart. Okay, you can see the chart. What we have displayed here are candlesticks. They are known as candlesticks, where you have the shapes that represent, practically look like candles, with all these lines coming up here at the bottom or the top. Those are called wicks, or the tails of the candle. Where you have, in this case, a solid candlestick filled in, it is known as a bearish bar. It simply means that the price opened and closed lower, so it is bearish. Same as there, price opened there and closed there, which means it's a bearish bar. and the hollow bars, price opens lower and closes higher, which means value has gone up. Opens low, close high. And the extended wicks are either the highest point, price point on that bar, and the lowest point on that bar. Sometimes you don't get very long peaks, tails, like this case here. You also have the bar charts, where for every bar chart you've got a straight line with some cross lines on either side, the left or the right. The left crossbar always represent the open, price, and the right always represent the close price. And so when you see the open price lower than the close price, you know that price has dropped. And when you see the open price, the closed price higher than the open price, you know the price has gone up. And similar to the candlestick, the end of the line is the high price, and that point is the low of the bar. I tend to trade more of the candlesticks. Then you also have the line chart, which just draws a line representing how price has moved on during the period. I don't trade line charts because that doesn't tell you much. That doesn't tell you what price is doing within the period. Just dots a line closing price from one point to the other. Foreground chart, again is about the foreground. Periodicity, we've looked at this before. We've seen this before. So you've got a 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, daily, weekly, monthly. And then that's also a link to templates. We will go through templates as we progress with the training. Refresh, grid, you can either take out, you can see these lines running, horizontal lines, and then crossing with the horizontal lines and then crossing with the vertical lines. That's what the grid is. Just clears the chart up. Volumes, again not very useful for forex trading, but this is usually useful for stock trading. You can see this here, these bars here represent the volumes being traded. Auto scroll, we've gone through this already. And chart shift, you can zoom out, step by step. Step by step simply means if you want to just go step by step, bar by bar, coming off. Bar after the other, one bar after the other, one bar after the other. That's what step by step is about. Properties is where you can adjust how the chart looks. So the color, so I can change the background color to mint green. The foreground is the price level you see here. I can, and yes, and all these, the dates as well. I can change that to black. Bar up, line, bull, bar down. I tend to use bar down as red as well. Bull candle, same as bar up. Bear candle, I tend to use red as well. Line graph, volume, that, ask line, stop levels. And so let's see what that looks like now. Well, before we go, let's look at common. So you can go back again. This is a live chart. Chart on foreground, chart shift, yes. Chart auto scroll, yes. Scale fix 1:1. Again, I'm using the candlesticks. And it says show OHLC. If you remember, OHLC comes up at the bottom of the window there. Period separators, show grid, show volumes, show object descriptions. Go back to color, just say okay. You can see that the chart has changed. So you can really change the way the chart looks to something better for you. And so that concludes today's video. Well, as a recap, we've looked at the insert menu and the chart menu. We've just gone through all the sub menu items. Remember, if you've not seen the previous videos explaining all the sub menu items, follow the link below this current video and you'll be able to watch those videos. Don't forget as well, if you have any questions or comments and you want help with anything, just drop me a line, an email, or a comment in the comment box and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day. Cheers.